Today, I'm sharing a day from my life working at the hospital. My day started at 6 a.m. with the sound of my alarm. Even though I was tired, I felt excited for the new day. I quickly took a shower and made a strong cup of coffee. Coffee is a must for me before every busy shift. While drinking coffee, I planned my goals for the day. By 6:45 a.m., I was ready to leave home. I arrived at the hospital around 7:15 a.m. As soon as I entered, I felt the energy of the hospital. I changed into my uniform and prepared for my shift. At 7:30 a.m., we had our morning meeting. We discussed our patients and the tasks for the day. Today, I was assigned to the general medicine floor. My patients had different conditions like infections and diabetes. At 8 a.m., I started making rounds with the doctor. We checked each patient's vitals and listened to their concerns. One elderly patient smiled warmly when she saw me. Moments like this make all the hard work worth it. Between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., I was constantly moving. I delivered medications and answered patient calls. Sometimes machines beeped urgently, and I had to act fast. By noon, I was physically tired but emotionally strong. I grabbed a quick lunch with my coworkers. We laughed and shared funny stories from our shifts. In the afternoon, new patients arrived. Each patient needed attention, paperwork, and care. One patient was very anxious after surgery. I spent extra time explaining his treatment plan. Listening patiently made him feel calmer. By 3 p.m., I checked lab results and updated charts. Every small task is important for patient care. At 5 p.m., I started preparing for shift handover. I made sure my patients were comfortable for the night. At 5:30 p.m., I finally changed clothes and left the hospital. It was a long, tiring day, but my heart felt full. I always start my day by checking my patient's status from the previous shift. It's crucial to know where each patient is in their recovery. The first patient I checked in on had just undergone surgery. She was still in recovery, but her vital signs were stable. I made sure she was comfortable before moving on to the next. The second patient had been admitted for an infection. I adjusted her medication to help manage the pain better. Patient care is about constant monitoring and quick reactions. I always ensure the patient understands the plan and the next steps. Communication with patients is key to building trust. After rounds, I made my way to the nurse's station to update the charts. We had a brief meeting about upcoming procedures and tests. The pace of the day was relentless, but I felt energized. By lunchtime, I had already seen 10 patients. I couldn't take a break, but I was used to it by now. The afternoon shift was just as busy, if not more. I was in and out of rooms, constantly making sure everyone was well. There was a lot of paperwork involved, but it's all part of the job. Some days, it feels like there are never enough hours to get everything done. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it when you see the progress. When patients start feeling better, you know you made a difference. Around 3 p.m., I checked in with a patient who had been recovering from a stroke. It was inspiring to see how far she had come. We worked together on her physical therapy exercises. It felt good knowing that I played a role in her recovery. I spent the next few hours helping other patients with their treatments. The day is finally coming to an end. I take a deep breath and lean back for a moment. It has been a long, exhausting day full of challenges. Since the early morning, I have been moving from one patient to another without much of a break. Some cases were routine, but others needed all my focus and energy. I can still remember the little boy who smiled after I treated his wound, and the elderly woman who squeezed my hand, thanking me silently. There were moments today that made me feel truly connected to my work. But there were also difficult moments. We lost a patient despite all our efforts. Breaking the news to the family was one of the hardest things I had to do. Still, I had to keep going. There were others who needed me. Now, as I sit alone for a moment, I reflect on everything that happened today. I realize how many lives I touched, even in small ways. Slowly, I stand up from my chair. I head towards the changing room. I take off my scrubs and put on my own clothes. The fabric feels strange after wearing hospital clothes all day. I gather my things slowly, not rushing. Before leaving, I take one last look around the hospital. The corridors are quieter now. Most of the lights are dimmed. A few nurses still walk by, busy with their own tasks. I nod at them and they smile back. There is a silent understanding between us. We are all tired, but proud. I push the door open and step outside. The cold night air hits my face immediately. It feels refreshing after the stuffy air inside. I walk slowly towards the parking lot. Each step feels heavy but satisfying. I reach my car and open the door. Before getting in, I take one more deep breath. I feel a mix of exhaustion and peace. Another day is over. And tomorrow, it will all begin again. As I sit here now, reflecting on today, I realize something important. Every small effort matters. Every smile, every word of comfort, every moment of care. Even on the hardest days, these moments add up to something meaningful. Being a doctor is not just about medicine and treatment. It's about being present, being human, and being kind. Sometimes it's just holding a hand when words are not enough. Sometimes it's staying strong when others are falling apart. Today tested my strength, my patience, and my heart. But it also reminded me why I chose this path. I chose it because I believe in healing. I believe in hope, even in the darkest hours. I believe that being there for someone can make all the difference. As tired as I am right now, my heart feels full. Because I know that today, I made a difference. Maybe just for one person. Maybe for a whole family. And that is enough. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again. There will be new challenges. new faces, new hopes and new fears. And I will be there, just as I was today, ready to listen, ready to care, ready to heal. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Bugün benimle paylaştığın ederim. Thank you for believing in what we do. In a new story, in a new day.